Hello everybody, Rope Fox here, and welcome back to another episode of Truly Bedrock Season 2. This is episode 32, and we are back over in the base area. For the past few episodes, we've been working on our nether village, which is through that chopper portal right over there, and we have made a lot of progress there. But 3 episodes and some streaming all in the nether, so for the past few weeks I've just strictly been in the nether. I thought it was time for a change of scenery. So we do have some work to do in the base area, actually a lot of work that needs to be done, but I mainly wanted to focus on this area here. And as I mentioned, I've been streaming a lot more over on Twitch. I believe my schedules are going to be Mondays and Fridays, and the times are going to be 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, to 12 a.m. Eastern, to 10 p.m. or 10 p.m. Pacific. I think I said that right. I think, and for those in other time zones, I'm not sure what that translates over to. But with that, this idea was brought up during one of the streams by the chat. And thank you so much for those who gave me this idea, and also posting some pictures over in the Discord server, because when I was trying to build this, I had no idea what I was doing, and I just wasn't comprehending. It was late, it was at the end of the stream, and yeah, I just didn't know what chat was talking about, so they were kind enough to send pictures of what they meant over in the Discord. But what you see here is basically the Fox logo that is there, except scaled up. Now, with the scale being up, we didn't have to use stair blocks. I do have some slabs up top just to kind of make it stick up a little bit more, but looking at this, man, this is so cool. So starting from here, you can see the Fox logo going all the way around, which I thought was very cool. So this is going to be the centerpiece of this area, and of course we do have some decorating to do with the grass. We're going to add some trees. You can see I placed in a walkway, and what I'm going to do is, for those who haven't seen yet, we're going to make an area like this, which I still love the way this turned out, but we're going to take this pattern or scheme and apply it over here. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. For the grass, what I've been doing is placing down green concrete powder every other row. So you knock that grass out, place down green concrete powder like this, and that is what is giving me the lines like you see over here. And I love the way this comes out. It reminds me of a baseball field or freshly mowed grass, and it just adds a nice design to what we have going. Now, for the gravel, what I'm going to do is, you can see I have this lined up like that. So what we're doing is we are actually using mini blocks and making them macro blocks over the grass here, because we can't place grass on top of gravel, unfortunately, even though that'd be super sweet. But we work with what we have, so what I'm doing is I'm placing down, there's some grass there I have left behind, placing down some grass like this, and then we're going to make this too high. And then I'll come back through, grab those mini blocks, and hopefully I have enough, because I bought Beardstone out yet again, so you can see how that's going to stick up. And then I'll place the macro blocks over the top of this, thus giving us the appearance of here. And I just noticed something very interesting. I looked down at my bone meal, and I even checked the last clip, and I realized, if you look at my bone meal, when I grow these, I am not consuming any bone meal, which I don't know if that's a bug in this current version. It's kind of a nice bug, not gonna lie, but let me see. What if I grab a fresh stack of bone meal, and let's see if it consumes that one? If not, then yeah, I don't know what's going on. Nope, it's not consuming bone meal. Interesting. What about... Okay, now we gotta play with this. We have to play with this now. So what if I do this? Maybe on... Oh, inventory's full. What else is new? So... Oh, but it consumes bone meal when we do it that way. Very interesting, but not on grass. What about if we just do... Huh. Very... Has that... Maybe that's been a thing and I just didn't know? But I've never noticed that before. Very Very interesting. Getting back on track, we do need to finish this area up. I need to lay in the rest of the concrete powder, and as I mentioned earlier, I do need to place in the gravel mini blocks. And now looking at it, I have a very strong feeling that I'm not going to have enough to maybe even finish what I've done here. But I guess we'll find out. And welcome back. I hope you all enjoyed that little time lapse. And man, these things are so tricky to get in there because I need to not be looking at it like this, but I need to be able to try to get them down at the same time. So it might have been hard to tell during that time lapse, but I was actually struggling pretty... too far. I was struggling pretty bad trying to get these into place, and definitely a lot quicker since I've been using these a lot more, but you can see I'm having trouble getting this to come up. Getting it started, not so bad, but once I start getting a little bit lower, close to where I need to be, and that was a bad example, of course, that one went in smoothly, but I don't know if you noticed, but during that time lapse, a creeper came walking up and blew up this whole area right here, which was a little frustrating, I must say. But yeah, hopefully that grass grows back here soon. And then I still need to finish up this side, but I at least wanted to catch you up on what I've been up to. I know you've been watching from the sky, but this is what everything is looking like from the ground level. So we have all the grass laid in, which looks super awesome. Of course, we are going to add some trees, some bushes, and things like that. We got this side placed in, and like I mentioned, we still need to do this side. So let me go ahead and finish this up. Now, you may be asking, Rogue, how are you doing that with the mini blocks? So we are using a mod pack on this server. You can locate it or find it on Foxy No Tail's website and download it from there. And what we do is we place down the mini blocks, and we actually have a bunch of different dies that move them in all directions. So like the one I'm using right now, it's aligning it to straighten it out. This one makes it large, this one makes it small, and then you can see we have rotate Y, X, and Z, and then plus or minus on those as well. So that is how I'm doing that. So with this, when you do place them down, you can see they're slightly angled, and I'm just walking through, straightening them out right now. And I actually ran out of mini blocks right here that you can see. I was just too shy, but you know what? I decided right here we needed to break this up anyways. So you can see I opened this area up because I think a whole row of these would start being a little too much. I'm going to put a bush here, and I might even put some there. I'm not sure yet, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this concrete and bring it out this way, and we are going to make a little bench area that sits right in front of the statue. And like I mentioned, it's going to break this up quite nicely. But going back to this, what I'm going to do now is we align them. We're going to get this die that's going to make them large, and we're just going to do this. So like I said, you may have seen it as I was running through during the time lapse, but I just wanted to show what it looks like in person. And then from here, I am going to push it up, I believe positive Z, if I grab the right one. And it looks like I missed one there. I got to put that in. And let's see. Yep, so that's going to slide over just like that. And as you saw a little bit earlier, you saw what I was using to push them down. But I just wanted to show you how I was doing this, and this is such a great pack to use. I highly recommend it. Everything is in place. All of the mini blocks are in, so you can see the final result of how everything turned out. And this is looking a little funny because I had to get creative with this. So I placed in the bench, but keep in mind I do have slabs right here, so I was not able to use a stair block as a bench. I actually had to use a full block, which this is, and these, and I grabbed some light gray concrete mini blocks over from Beardstone Shop and placed them down, and you can kind of see where they're clipping through, but essentially I made concrete half slabs, and it would be really nice to have that in the game. Maybe someday. But there's a lot of things that I think should be in the game, and I doubt it ever will be, but I mean, concrete slabs and stairs, I really think they should be there. So this is done. I took it all the way down. I actually have 4 gravel mini blocks left over, and all we need to do now is just place in some bushes. I'm going to think about how I'm going to do this. Let's kind of just play around with it. Just something a little random like that, and I think that should be good. Maybe come out one more. Something, I don't know, something like that. So there we go. This fills in the corner quite nicely, and as we run along, we have all of the grass on the gravel that we can see, and to add the final touches, all we need to do is place in some trees. And the trees are in place. So I have one over on this side, and then I placed one more over there, and I almost placed something here, but I didn't want to take away from the centerpiece, and this area has definitely come together. You may also notice I added a few more things. I added the gray concrete in front of the windows along with some bushes like we did over there, and that adds some nice height, I think, to the build, and especially above this leaf block walkway that I just finished putting in. So we have now a nice little decorative pathway going up to the entrance, and it also fills in this area a bit more, and this is looking really good. And you can kind of see what I mean now about using the green concrete powder for the grass. It definitely breaks it up a lot, so we're not just stuck with, you know, just a ton of grass like that. It has some nice color, makes it more vibrant, and I love the way this came together. On top of that, I did add a few more decorations, so I have been having a bunch of end rods placed about like you see here, but I tried to make it a little more decorative, and I added these lampposts along the walkway. So we have polished black stone with end rods with dark gray carpet, and then I did drop in some sea lanterns along the gravel because I've been noticing spawns coming in right there. And I guess the real question is, how do I light up areas like this without taking away from it? Of course, we can always check Beerstone's shop to see if he has green concrete powder mini blocks, but the only concern about that, and of course placing a light source underneath, but my only concern with that is I don't want them turning out like this. So these are all the mini blocks as you saw earlier, and these are the regular blocks, but you can see the kind of shadow effect it's adding to the normal blocks, and I don't want to have a bunch of shadowed blocks throughout this area. I guess we can always try it, but I think that would be a better option as opposed to, I don't know, placing down light green carpet, because then we'll have the patches of carpet, and I really don't want to take away from this. And it looks like we are going with the green colored carpet as opposed to the mini blocks because Beardstone, first of all, didn't have any green concrete powder mini blocks, but he did have grass mini blocks. But if we take a look at this, you can see the color compared to the grass. It's definitely more vibrant than the grass that we have here. And I know this doesn't match necessarily either, but I also had to think about where the light source goes. So with the carpet right here, the light source can go on this block there, as opposed to the mini block, where the light source would have to go down here because the mini block would have to take up this space. So I think this is going to be the better option, and just looking at this, I don't think it's that big of a deal. It doesn't really take too much away from the build that we have for the grass area, and I can add this here as well. So it's definitely, at this point, a matter of safety over looks, because like I mentioned, I'm starting to get a bunch of spawns in the darker areas, so this whole area would be dark. I get spawns over in this area, which I still need to light up, and going over to the wool farm, and actually I need to check the storage because I've been over here for quite some time, but whenever I AFK, it's not a surprise to have a creeper here and or here. And then I also usually have a creeper in this room somewhere. And then as you saw in the time lapse, creepers also tend to come over from this direction. So I need to eliminate all those spawns as much as possible. And I do need to light this area up. But yeah, let's go ahead and check the wool farm. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need more storage here in just a moment. Oh, and we are actually out of storage for the white wool. So, okay. Well, we need to fix this real quick. Well, that was pretty easy to take care of. I just moved all of the wool to a double chest over here because we have plenty of space for storage, and that gives us a fresh start over on this side. And I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with all of this wool, because the reason why I started up the wool farm was to add carpet to the roof. Like you see here, we still have to do this side, and we actually need to place a roof and build up the rest of this over here. And we still have the slime farm that is dug out but not built up at all. So like I said before, a lot of work that needs to be done in the base area, but it is slowly coming along. And let's take one more pass over from this side. Just want to see how yeah, this is all coming out really good. I'm super excited about this base. But with that, I meant to actually, let's take a look at the lighting. Okay, lighting's pretty good. Looks like we have a little dark patch there, which I will have to make more carpet and do. Aw, man. Well, we kind of know where it needs to go, so somewhere like over there. But I got caught up in decorating this episode. I forgot to bring all of this blackstone over to the shopping area, and I mentioned this during the stream as I was gathering all of this blackstone. I want to open up another shop, and I think the easiest place to do that is in the All Mall. There are a few more open store areas left available, so I think I'm going to take up that area. Yeah, I meant to do that this episode, but just got caught up in all of the decorating here, and you know what? I'm not complaining because, as I keep saying, this place looks super awesome, definitely coming together. But with that, we are unfortunately all out of time for today's episode. So with that, everyone, this is going to be the end of today's episode. I really hope you all enjoyed. This has been Rogue Fox, and I will see you later.